Oh, do we have a treat for you tonight? Welcome back to Michael's Damn Delicious. We are standing outside of the XPot in the Palazzo in Las Vegas. We have been watching this place for about 2 years since it opened. And I tell you what, after a couple great nights of roulette, thanks to CEG Gaming, I'll tag them at the bottom because these guys are amazing. I'm able to easily afford this chef's tasting menu that my wife and I are going to enjoy. You can see my enjoyment in my face as I look at the possibility of eating some Japanese A5 Wagyu. First, we start out with some filet mignon sushi. Oh my goodness. The texture was to die for. Then, in the tasting menu, we get a beautifully prepared salad, this Wagyu stuffed egg roll. Everything was just unbelievably tasty. Look at this sashimi and sushi plate that Chef K created. Oh, everything was so just succulent. It was so tasty. And look at the presentation. That's their claim to fame. They want all five senses being stimulated. This probably was one of the two top things of this meal was the lobster stock, and what you just saw was the chicken stock. I picked the lobster stock, but what I did is I combined a little lobster stock and the chicken stock, and I could have made a meal out of that. Then they move on to the bull sample platter in the position of the different cuts of meat, which gives you a great resource on where the different cuts come from. Take a look at that. Well, they explained exactly which each cut was. Those are the filet mignon sushi. We have some ribeye up there. That's uni. And down below here is the short ribs. You take these different, other than the filet, you take them and you dip that meat into either the lobster or the chicken stock for 10 to 20 seconds, and it's just wonderful. Another treat we had was cooking on a Himalayan salt block at 1,000 degrees. Only takes seconds to cook this. This was some ribeye right here. And I know you're probably tired of hearing me say it. Everything literally melted in your mouth, but still had a wonderful beef flavor in each bite. It really satisfied all five senses. It was just such a neat experience. And here it is sampling. This one is the Wagyu tongue. And I never really had too much beef tongue, but this was really good and tasty. The best tongue I've ever eaten, that's for sure. Next, we have this display of paper thinly sliced cuts of ribeye and New Yorks. These are the ones where you take and again dip into that boiling hot liquid. I tried them both ways. The lobster to me really sang. And then they brought out these little Wagyu sandwiches. You dipped in this special sauce. And two, the textures were unbelievable. You'll notice that face I make a lot. It's not often I'm at a loss for words, but a lot of these bites really rendered me speechless. So here's a sample. Here's what I suggest you don't do. That liquid there is probably 4 to 500 degrees, I would assume. So I have this sitting in there for my 10 seconds, not realizing that the golden taste of that is still at probably 350 degrees. I dip it in right to the mouth. My wife is filming, and you see it right there. All of a sudden, that heat hits me. And if I wasn't on camera, I I might not have been able to make it. Another neat thing they'd have here is robots that bring some of your food. We had our own detailed server and cook for our meal under the tasting menu. And to top it all off, would you look at that? That was one of the desserts, a chocolate mousse and a lemon torte. That chocolate mousse dog was so beautiful, and we were so full we couldn't bring ourselves to dip into it. But I did try a little piece of the tail, and it was pretty tasty. That lemon cake was super good too. All in all, it was such a great dining experience. And I'll tell you this, two words come to mind. It was damn delicious.